And we are back here in Boulder, the Three Musketeers coming to you live from the kitchen, the studio, if you will. Boys, how does it feel to be back together?
Blissful. Just absolutely blissful.
Like we never left. Really.
It's a weird sensation. I feel very calm. I think the last 2.5 months, every podcast has been way more stressful. But now that we're just back here, I feel like there's no rush, there's no worries in the world, and we can just do our thing and just enjoy it.
Back to our roots.
Yeah.
I've started this almost 2 years ago on the couch this time of year, and now we're just back.
We're back, and it feels oh so good. And this is episode 99.8, and today we'll talk about I think we'll do some updates on ourselves after a few weeks of monologues. We'll talk about the upcoming Gala, which is this week. It's on Sunday. And normally if you've listened to us during this time of year in past years, I think we normally have about 3 or 4 episodes devoted to the lead up to the Gala. So this will be kind of like a bit of a quicker version of it. And then last week the Chicago Marathon happened, so we'll talk about that a little bit. We're marathon experts, I guess I should say. I was going to say we're expert marathon talkers, but that doesn't sound very good.
That sounds good for us, though. I think that kind of suits our category of marathon
expert
talking.
marathon describers.
Yeah, I think that's the way we talk about marathons.
Yeah, and then maybe we'll also talk about the recent World Athletics Awards, the Sifan Hassan snub, and just anything else that comes to mind. But before we get into it, we do have a bean shout out, and this is a really long overdue one on my behalf. This goes out to, I think his name is Teo. It's French, Theo, Teo. And he was in Budapest for the race, and he came all the way to the hotel to deliver these beans from Berlin, which is where he lives. And it's double I roasters, I guess. Double I cafe roaster.
Cafe roaster.
Yeah, German accent. And we haven't tried them yet, but we're very excited to. A nice big bag. If they're from Berlin, I imagine they're amazing. And a fun fact about this one for you guys is he had 2 chicken tattoos, and he referred me to a tattoo artist in Berlin that does exclusively chicken tattoos. Like,
it sounds like you need to go there.
Book your ticket now, mate.
It was like the Instagram. I'll show you guys the Instagram page. I'm surprised I haven't shown you yet, but it's literally just all these like cool design, like line art with chickens.
What a niche to have.
Yeah.
Strictly chicken tattoos.
There's a market for it, obviously.
Now that I say that, I don't know if they exclusively do chicken tattoos.
That's what he's known for.
But the Instagram page is just chicken tattoos.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll find out. And we also have Gus on the show. I mean, I guess Gus was in your monologue, right, Ollie? And he's licking his paws.
No, Roger was in Ollie's monologue. He was in Australia.
No, my monologue was in...
No, it's here.
Oh, wait, no, he was in it.
Yeah.
Gus was
Roger was in the one before that.
Oh, I just realized I listened to your monologue on Spotify. So I don't know where the fuck you were now that I mention it. Yeah. The one before that was Roger.
Yeah. So Gus is back. We'll have a Gus update. He's been doing well. He's lost some weight. He's definitely behaving well on walks. He did have a situation though, which I should tell you. We were walking up past Pearl Street Mall and the Boulder-thon. Is it the Boulder-thon? Yeah. That just happened. A lot of people up there getting ice creams, rewarding themselves after a crazy marathon run, I imagine, up at altitude. Must be very difficult. And there was these 3 girls that were sitting down near a bench, and they saw Gus, and obviously very delighted, and were like, oh, can we pet him? Anyway, I'm walking over with Gus, and Gus just becomes a savage animal. He just loses it and starts galloping at these 3 girls, and they're excited to see him because, he's got that squishy face. And he leaps up and he grabs the girl's ice cream straight out of her hand, gulps it, and then keeps running. And I have to chase after him and grab him by the lead and come back and apologise for Gus for stealing the ice cream from that young girl, which I felt very remorseful for. And I offered to buy her another ice cream. She's like, no, it's fine. I hope he enjoyed it. And I look over and there's this ice cream dribbling down Gus's chops, and he's just licking himself with absolute delight. So he's a bit naughty for that, but he's excited to be back at the pod. He's excited to know that we were able to keep our work up. He is the CEO after all, so we checked in with him to make sure that we are doing our jobs, and he's excited to have us back. Aren't you, bud? Licking his
have you ordered Gus's Gala costume?
I have ideas. The spider one is the easiest one because he's a big boy and you could just put a big spider on his back. He could run around. I do want to get a troll one, but I did see a Baby Yoda one that would look quite good on him. So
I would love to see a Baby Yoda Gus. Gus, you can't really go wrong with though.
It's fantasy though, so I think troll. I'm leaning towards troll. Maybe even a wizard hat.
What did he wear? Like the first Gala, his costume was
a tuxedo. It's unreal. He still has that actually. Doesn't know if it fits him.
It probably fits his head.
Yeah. And then the graphic tee one, he wore a graphic tee. It was a Powerpuff Girls one.
Do you remember though that I think for last year's party as well? Maybe I'm just confusing it. Maybe this just happened like at the same time as the Gala, but you got him like the cowboy thing. Where he had a cowboy riding on his back.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened to that because that lasted like one day. And
I think he tore it up. Yeah. It got off his back and he just destroyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I'm excited. There will be photo evidence of Gus's outfit, so stay tuned for that, guys. It'll be great.
Yeah. And before we get into the regular show, the one other big thing that we have to talk about is we have a competition. And we were really excited for this competition. It took us about a month, or actually more than a month, to post it online because I didn't want it to be receiving submissions while we were like still away and like busy. And so far we have 0 submissions. So it's been a bit of a fail so far. But
oh no.
And we don't even have the product on the table. So pretty much go check out Instagram. It's a camelback.
It looks kind of like this one that Ollie just turned around if you're watching it, but it's actually cooler.
It's way cooler.
It's got cool like coffee club graphics on it. It's really fun.
Limited edition. They're never going to be made again. Like you could probably sell these for like $1 million in a couple of years. So
when we hit it big time,
100%. And the competition is fun. What you have to do is you have to do your best Ritz impression.
Ritz!
Exactly. And then send it in. You submit by emailing a little video to us at hello@coffeeclubpod.com, I think it is. All the details are on the Instagram, so I would check that out. But the competition is supposed to close Monday. So, I mean, if we have 0 submissions, I don't know how I'm not sure like where we went wrong. George, we were talking about before, maybe like the bottle was not enough of a prize. Maybe we'll have to if we get no submissions, we'll have to go like 2 bottles.
Up the ante.
Yeah.
Up the ante.
Cash prize, maybe, I'm not sure. But I in my head, I was envisioning us getting like hundreds of just Ritz impressions and then just making like a big montage out of this.
Honestly, so good. That was my dream, was just to have like, we would have like how like people have the end of year reels? We could do an end of year reel of all the coffee club moments, but it's just all the audio is people doing Ritz impressions and just us like walking, like none of our audio, just audios of
we cannot be the only ones that have been doing Ritz impressions for the last like year. Like there are people out there that must have been doing it.
It's got to be a thing. So
get your friend to video it. Send
it in, get a bottle.
Get a limited edition.
Easy as
one of not very many
yeah.
ever to be made.
Yeah.
Bottle.
The other potential reason for it, which I hope this isn't the reason, is I like just set up this email account. So maybe I set up the email account incorrectly, and we just can't receive submissions. So
there's actually 1,000 submissions.
Yeah.
Just
I hope that's not the case, but I guess we'll find out. But please enter the competition, and also during this period, you can use code Coffee Club, no spaces, all caps, on the Camelback website to receive that 20% off to get your hydration solutions. And support them.
The solution is hydration solutions.
Yeah, so so please do one of those two. I don't know. Help us out.
Just please do it. You're keeping these three. You're keeping these 3 people up at night, just hoping that people are also doing the Ritz impersonations. So we need them.
And now that I think about it, it's a big difference between this, like our ask for this competition compared to our previous ones, which have just been literally just like comment on an Instagram post. That's what we've done in the past, and we got like a ton of submissions for that one. Yeah. So I guess that's a lot easier. So it makes sense that those ones had so many more, but still, I thought like, come on, like not even Tom Wang has like done it. So if Tom Wang hasn't
done it, we're in a serious fucking issue.
Maybe we should have made it like an any impression, like if like they also wanted to do an impression of us.
Us as well,
or like Mike Smith. Like that's.
I didn't even know what Mike Smith's voice sounds. Oh yeah, it's like heaven.
Yeah. I feel like you've done like 20 Mike Smith impressions as well.
Why not Mike Smith impressions?
Say go to sleep.
Oh yeah, yeah, but I can't do the
voice,
the dark,
the deep
voice,
the deep tone of Mike Smith.
Yeah.
So that is the competition info. If you would like to see more, just go to our Instagram page, and it's all there as well. Please submit. But with all that out of the way, I think it's time to just get into just a bit of a old-fashioned catch up with the boys. and I think perhaps Ollie, you could go first.
Sure thing, chicken wing.
Yeah, you've been here in Boulder, just nice, smooth sailing.
Riding solo.
Yeah.
No, it's been good. I've been back running for 3 weeks. I've been updating my rehab exercises. I've been seeing Kurt for I think 3 times a week. So a lot of treatment for Ollie.
Does he needle your pubes?
He plucks my pubes. He doesn't needle them.
That's interesting treatment.
Needle my pubes, George.
Well,
wait, I feel like that's where
does he not do it?
Into my pubes.
Isn't that the issue?
When I get needled in the spot where he was needling me, sometimes I am concerned that you are touching my pubes. Because he's doing high. Is he needling your higher doctor? Oh, he doesn't needle you.
I did a lot of needling with Glenn Colico, who was my physio guy.
Was he
my
needling?
man? Yeah, he was needling me in the right abductor and left abductor, adductor.
Okay, no pubic needling.
No pubic needling, just pubic plucking from Kurt. But yeah, he's been looking after me, and yeah, just been cruising by myself. I've been chatting to Helen and Carmela because they're the only other 2 athletes that were here. Everyone else was off enjoying their much deserved holidays. So that was a good time, and yeah, not much to report here, but things are trending in the right direction. It's been 2 months since I stopped my running and focused on the recovery process, so I'm in a really good place, and I think Ritz and I are happy with where we are. But I think Ritz wants me to do like maybe more elliptical, like maybe 3 or 4 hours a day more. But
what does a week look like at the moment?
A week?
Yeah, give us the
Monday.
routine.
Monday. Well, I'm still swimming.
Wasn't it 7 miles?
Yeah.
Monday?
So I ran 7 miles on Monday, 40 minutes elliptical, and then I did my lift. Tuesday, I did 6 miles, hour swim, which is about 4.5K, and then rehab exercises. And then Wednesday is kind of repeat of Monday, elliptical run, lift, third lift, and then today was 7 mile run, rehab, no swim, no elliptical. So, but it's progressing well. I think I'll do rehab for the next 2 weeks, and then I'm going to try and keep swimming once a week, but that might be difficult once it starts to get cold, because I was told by the local pool nuts that the pool does actually close, even though...
Is it outdoors?
Yeah, which I enjoy swimming outdoors. I hate swimming indoors. Drives me nuts from high school. Just like being outside. So, but yeah, no, I'm going to try and keep swimming once a week, maybe 3 or 4K. My body's actually developed more swimming attributes than I expected this quickly on, but I've got to lose a little bit of weight.
What does that mean? Do you have webbed
He was on the table with Kip, like face down. Ollie's like triangle now.
I was
like
doing the triangle. Wait,
Ollie's got lats.
Is it an upside down triangle?
You need to do some.
That's the swimming body.
Yeah. So where my penis is, that's the down part.
Okay.
You need to make like a calendar or something of just shirtless pics. This is the best you're ever gonna look right now of physique.
I appreciate that coming from you, George, because
you're the male specimen.
Male specimen. But yeah, I've put on a bit of weight there, but as well as beer weight. But no, training's been great. Mentally doing really well as well. I think having a plan is the best thing about that. Not knowing where you are, like the first month, 2 months when I was home. First month at home was great because I didn't really focus much on running. It was more about spending time with family, enjoying being home, do some stuff I wouldn't usually do. But the next month was kind of like, okay, what am I actually doing? Like, what's the plan? And now we kind of got a set plan for when we're racing and competing next year. So I'm excited about it. And yeah, things are moving. I get to run with the guys. It's the one thing I missed a lot and drive me nuts was not being able to run with anyone, not being able to run in general. So being able to do that again and run for a considerable amount, it's pretty good. I think I'm running 50 miles this week. So
yeah, I'm really happy. I'll be honest, I was really surprised at how much you're already running. Like, it's amazing to come back so quickly from an injury like that. So just the fact that you can be training like on the same schedule as everyone else and running with them every day, like it lines up very nice because everyone is working back into it now. That's like the best thing possible for sure. So it's awesome.
Yeah, the timing, I mean, it's never good, but like no one's working out, so it's not like you're missing anything. Like no one's really doing anything for a couple of weeks still, and I think it's going to line up well. I have a question though, I guess now for both of you, if anyone else is in this position, what would you guys recommend / do you think PRP was helpful. Now that you've both had it, so experiences with PRP. I mean, I don't know if you can ever tell if that's like what helped.
Well, this is the thing. So Dr. Cabalas, who did my PRP injections, congratulations to him. He just had a baby girl. Fan of the podcast, lovely gentleman. He kind of said, look, like for this injury, I don't know if he told Morgan this as well, because he pretty much said I had the same thing that Morgan had. He said, doing a PRP injection, you're just kind of throwing the whole sink at it. You're giving it as much as you can to help it reduce the inflammation and get that recovery process kind of ticking, kind of rolling. But for it to benefit, like you being able to run a month or two earlier, I don't think that's the case. I think it's more about just making sure that you have reduced the inflammation to help that process speed up, in the sense of being able to hit rehab. But even the return to running was the same, always the same. So I recommend it, yes, because I think it helped me get that done. It wasn't fun to do, but it got that done, and then I felt that kind of flicked the switch in my head of like, okay, let this rest once it's kind of settled. I feel confident now that I could do rehab with it, because of that inflammation's been reduced, so it's been addressed. But I think with running, like going back into running, it was still the same time frame. So I would say yes. I don't know what Morgan would say, but that's my answer.
Yeah, I think for me, it depends. I mean, to be honest, like I think it's impossible to give an accurate answer to that, because the only, like, you would have to do like have the same injury, and like not get PRP to really see what the differences are there. Yeah. And like for me, I like to try and have an understanding of what's going on. And so the way that I understand PRP, and for those who don't know, I believe it stands for platelet-rich plasma.
Sounds right.
Yeah. They take your blood out, they spin it around, and then they inject it back in. That sounds kind of bad when I say it like that, but it's not.
It's the platelets. They're focusing on the platelets.
But and then they inject it back into the injured area. And in my head, my understanding, simplistic of that, is that they're like trying to get more blood, like healing to an area which potentially doesn't get it good enough. So my experience with getting PRP was, I had a very similar injury to Ollie, but at the same time I had a really bad sprained ankle as well. So I was recovering from 2 injuries, and the main reason I was getting the PRP was for my ankle. And I think it made sense to me for that, because I had a tear in the cartilage of my ankle, which to me that made a lot of sense, that doesn't heal very easily on its own. And the doctor, same doctor as Ollie, Cabalas, he injected it into my ankle, and he said, well, I have some left over. I can do it into your groin as well, if you would like. And I think he said to me, like, there's no evidence that it works. But the good thing about PRP, perhaps compared to some other methods of like recovery or injections, I guess, is that it seems like it doesn't have negative side effects. Like, it seems like there wouldn't be really negative side effects to it.
Technically, there's no drug. They're not putting in drugs, something that's foreign to the body. I think that was the whole thing. It's like you're just creating more blood to hit that area to help promote recovery for it.
So at worst, it does nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he was like. Yeah, we're throwing the dish sink at it. It could help it. It could do nothing. But the return to running for me was always the same.
So that makes me feel better, because, I mean, you guys know how I am. Like, I hate taking even like Panadol, like ibuprofen. Like, I hate like taking anything like that, because in my head, like, that stuff is just
what doesn't
like,
kill you make you stronger.
It's just not made for your body. I don't know. I mean, obviously it works, all that stuff. I shouldn't.
What about McDonald's?
McDonald's very good for your body.
Okay, good. I'm just making that clear so we all know.
But yeah, if it was something that they were like, well, we're not sure if it works or not, and it maybe has these side effects, I'd be like, oof, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a deal breaker.
But the fact that it didn't have that, to me, means that if you're able to get it, like if it's not super expensive, which would maybe be another barrier, I would support people getting it. But
it is expensive though.
Is it?
I think, and it's not covered by insurance.
I think it's not FDA approved.
Yeah. So don't tell me that.
I think that's why insurance doesn't cover it or can't cover it.
It's from what I've
it's
spoken
still considered like experimental.
Yeah, I've spoken to people in Australia about it, because it's actually not. It's very popular in the US, but not popular in Australia. But they read about it, and it hasn't been. Not necessarily like it's not it's just not recognized
So
yet.
it's not science backed, is what I'm hearing.
It's not recognized because it's not done a lot. It's a very new thing, I think.
Interesting.
Compared to like cortisone shots and other stuff like that.
It's funny when you start to look into stuff and then you realize how little we know about like all the stuff. And I don't mean we specifically, the three of us. I mean like sports science in general. Like a lot of sports science is so shady, and not in a bad way. But even like,
do you think the same goes for training? Like, you think we're going to learn that some of the stuff we're doing in training is just
probably
complete bullshit?
Completely wrong.
At least in training,
I
I guess there's a lot more, like the sample size tends to be bigger. Like a lot of people are training, and that's been developed. That's more, it feels almost more tangible. But like, you know, technically, like stuff like massage and like chiro, like none of that is science backed.
Dude,
so when you look at a medical field, it's like doctors could tell you like none of that is real. My dad would tell you.
Yeah,
that
but
maybe.
imagine all
Shout
those
out to my
poor
dad.
high schoolers and those poor kids all doing double threshold to find out 10 years later, yeah, actually doesn't do shit. Which obviously, you know, we think it does. We know it does from training, but imagine if that was the case where you like learn later, it's like, yeah, double threshold was bullshit. That
It's
never
really
worked.
bad
And
for
people
you.
are like, yeah, it's really bad for you. And people are like, no.
Yeah, I mean, it happens with like training methods are always changing, so there's a reason for that. So maybe that will be the case. And then
I mean, I know how I'm training. I'm going to Taylor Swift concerts from now on.
Yeah.
That's how I'm training.
The Yard and Goose training method.
Yeah, go to Vegas, go to Taylor Swift, and just hope to run fast.
Yeah, worked very well for him. But that was a good question, George. Have
Good
you
question.
you haven't had PRP before then?
I have not.
Have you had any sort of treatment like that, like a cortisone shot or?
Nope.
See, I
Don't think so.
I don't really understand cortisone shots.
I don't either.
I mean, that's a
That's why I
steroid,
asked.
so that I guess
I
it's
think
like
it means
your
like
actual drugs.
corticosteroid.
You're just putting drugs into yourself. Which
What's
sounds
it supposed to do?
I think it's a steroidal anti-inflammatory.
Oh, so it's
Doesn't it?
like the same kind of thing. It's supposed to relieve.
different.
It's not. I don't
Information.
think it's supposed to actually help heal anything. I think it just masks the pain, which I think is not.
That
great.
sounds worse.
Yeah, it's not
Why
supposed
do
to be
people
good.
get
Well,
that?
cortisone is banned now, right?
If
Like
within
close to races.
you can't use it at a race.
But isn't
in competition it's banned.
Isn't it like if you get a cortisone shot, you can't run anyway for a period of time, or you can run really quickly after it? Because I thought
I think
you have to
can,
take
like-
time off. No, you don't.
This is gonna be great for our
into
comment
it.
section. Like everyone's just gonna be answering these questions for us in the
Wow,
comment
these guys
section.
really don't know.
We're not
anything
going to
about
recommend that
injuries.
because we know nothing
I
about
fucking know
cortisone.
nothing.
Yeah,
Ritz used to get them in like broken bones, and he would just still run and shit. Or no, not like I know he's had one like he'd get one on his plantar and then try and run a marathon.
I don't like
No,
the
did you
sound
try
of
and
that.
snap it? You tried to snap it.
And then I think in his plantar I think just tore. Ritz is crazy.
good God, man, that cortisone shot did not work.
It just masked the pain until he broke it fully. That sounds terrible. Yeah, I don't know. I hope that not many of our fans know that much about this, because then that means they probably haven't been injured as much. It's a dark world when you start getting into having to get a lot of injections and stuff to keep your body. I'm always like confused because it seems like, well, see, like PRP I don't think should be banned, but like the fact that you can get a TUE for like certain steroids to get injected in you to recover from an injury doesn't seem quite right to me, because it seems like you should be avoiding getting injured, and then your punishment for getting injured should be like recovering from the injury rather than just like being able to take a drug to help you recover because a doctor said you can.
Yeah. Well, I wonder how
Does that make sense?
I wonder how that's going to evolve in sport, because I'm sure that it wasn't common years ago, but it is more common now. So
Yeah.
depends on how that will change, because like those lists, the prohibited lists, they refresh every year, right? They change every year. New things get added on, new things get taken off. So I imagine that would be addressed. Either they keep it in or they take it out, surely.
I say that with knowing like very little.
I'm the same.
Apart from the fact that I know that there is stuff that like if people are badly injured, they'll get TUEs to get certain things to help recover from the injuries. And when
Sounds kind of sus.
when I say they, do you want me to name some names?
Yeah, go for it.
No, I don't think I know some people that have like Nike sponsored athletes.
I love that you said Nike sponsored athletes. I love you put Nike on that bus. Look,
I don't know any unsponsored athletes.
my
that
question
have
with the TUEs is because I don't really know. Like, so how do you get a TUE?
you just ask a doctor to write you one.
It's like a
Make you one.
form.
Is it
You
like
have to apply-
a sick to school? Like, I'll get my doctor to write a sick note. Is it like
Yeah.
kind of that thing?
Yeah.
We had a presentation at Fifth Ave about how, well, like a USD. We
have the lawyer coming back next week.
I know. To scare the shit out of us. Yeah. You started a presentation, and there was a bit about how you could apply for a TUE. There's like forms, and
you need a doc
send them in.
But if you're applying for that for the injury, and then you're not injured anymore, do you take the TUE off, or do you always keep it?
I think they're probably not infinite.
No, I think they're temporary.
The TUE are temporary.
You can also get retroactive. No.
Yeah,
retroactive.
If like an emergency, if you had to get an emergency IV or something.
Yeah.
If you're in a car crash and lost a lot of blood or something.
Well,
I'm not laughing at that.
Yeah,
that was I don't know what you'd get.
Because you know how when you're doing doping,
I'm not sure what
doping
drugs
control form, it asks have you taken anyone like the blood? What's it called?
IV.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Well, whatever it is, they say like, have you been in a serious injury or illness where you have like a lot of blood given to you, like a blood donor thing, like that.
Yeah.
Thing. So I was wondering if that was a TUE thing.
This is getting really murky. But
No,
I mean, they probably give you a
asking.
bunch of drugs like that would be technically banned if you
like
have
Panadol.
Yeah. Like the really bad ones, like Panadol.
Like Panadol.
So
yeah.
From 3 people that don't have TUEs, and I don't know anyone. I don't even know anyone that has one.
Yeah.
TUE? I don't know anyone.
There are like very legit uses for them though. Like people, if you have diabetes or like.
Yeah, I'm not saying
like insulin is one. I think.
Yeah, TUEs. Like obviously, it's a good idea, and also I think it's a good idea that they're private. Shout out to Craig Engels trying to get everyone to say the drugs that they take.
Is he still running?
Because some people like have serious medical conditions that they don't want to tell everyone.
Is he still running? Did he run this season?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he did. Okay, I was just checking.
But
I remember there was this. I don't know. Maybe this is an Ollie fucking classic Ollie train wreck, but Molly Seidel posted about getting Ritalin or something.
She had to get
that
it
was
approved,
a TUE,
and then
it?
she couldn't. I think she couldn't compete for a period of time because she couldn't get it approved or something in time.
Right Angles would have liked that because she posted about it.
Yeah, you got to be public about all the serious drugs that you take for your health problems. But so the second part of my phrase is, my first part is, I think, obviously you need a system like that for people that have like medical conditions. The second part of that phrase is also, I can see how it's so easily abused. If you wanted to like take a bunch of drugs, I mean, like we can talk about countless like examples of people that everyone knows about that like had TUEs for stuff where you're like, I don't know if you should add a TUE for that. So that part of it really concerns me. I have no idea how we started talking about this, by the way.
Oh, the PRP question from George. Just went down that yellow brick road.
Half an hour ago.
Down that yellow brick road of talking about TUEs and
talking about a subject that we are experts in.
Oh yeah. Like the marathon.
So another great discussion coming up. That we are also experts in.
Yeah, Gus is very pretty thrilled about it.
Gus is snoring so hard to talk about TUEs and drugs. So good.
Gus will need a lot of TUEs to stay alive.
Yep.
Into old age.
Hey, he's thriving, bro.
He is thriving.
He's doing good. Well, I guess, is there anything else in your update, Ollie, to close it out?
That's still my update. Fucking hell.
Just excited for the gala.
For the gala,
yeah. I'm not going to be there at the gala. Physically, I'll be there.
I've heard you say this too many times.
Yeah. But mentally, I'm not going to be there.
I'm over this.
Nah, you love it.
You said it 5 times on the first run.
That's the whole point. I'm putting it in your skull that I'm not going to be there. I'll be there, but I'm not going to be there.
Can't wait to experience.
Can't wait to see Ollie walking around like a zombie.
Okay.
Yeah, George
update.
Yep.
What can I tell you guys about? Back in Boulder, actually pretty happy to be back. I had a nice 3 weeks at home. Nice time spent with family. Sheep, mum, dad, 2 of my siblings. One other sibling I caught up with in Amsterdam a few months ago, so almost the whole family together. Just very, very wholesome and nice to be back at a time of year where I'm not having to train a lot. I haven't been back in a different time of year than Christmas, or like around then, since 2014, like since when I was in high school.
Long time.
Just because otherwise I've either been back Christmas or one time I went back, like freshman year I went back in the summer holidays, so like winter back there. So that was nice and didn't have to worry too much about training, and just go out for a jog when it told me to. Felt pretty bad.
When Final
running.
Surge told you to?
Yeah, pretty much. And occasionally would count a hike as a run or something, as you do.
I saw you went on some big ones.
I think just
at least one.
Yeah, mostly that one.
Okay.
The Tongariro crossing.
Yeah.
Which Ollie had heard of. Semi-famous
My
in New
parents have
Zealand.
done it.
Yeah, I mean a lot of people have. I think it gets really popular in the summer.
How far from your home was that?
Like 3 hours maybe.
Okay.
We did a little mini road trip. We went back to took Jenna and back to my boarding school
Nice.
on the other side of the country. Like we just stopped through on the way to somewhere, and she thought it was pretty funny. Like we walked up into like the dorm rooms where you like share it. Like there's no actual walls. It's just kind of like dividers, like like a half wall.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of like share a little cubicle. There's like a little chair and a desk, and like that's about it. And she was like kind of amazed that I used to live in there.
Yeah.
But it was fun to go back. It's looking pretty nice actually.
What, the dorm room or
just in general? Yeah,
Just New Zealand.
New Zealand's looking good.
It's looking pretty nice.
New Zealand's looking
New
good.
Zealand's looking pretty good.
That's good.
And then went to like the big mountain in the middle of North Island. Has a walk.
Mordor?
I think it actually might be where they filmed.
I imagine where the big mountain is where they film.
Because there's like 3 volcanoes.
Yeah.
And everything's like kind of like Mordor looking. It probably is where they filmed that. Snyder would have loved it.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, did like a 20k hike, which is kind of hard. My mum and dad were just crushing it, especially the downhills. I couldn't keep up.
They do a lot of that.
I don't know. Fit. But that was the hike. And then some farming, some tree planting, and now back trying to get good at running again. Running got real hard real quick. Once did a 9-mile run right before I left New Zealand. That was the longest I got to. And then immediately after I got here, 12 miles. It was so hard.
That's the natural progression.
Yeah, just natural progression. 12 miles first day at altitude.
Yeah.
That was pretty tough. Another 10 miles this morning. So we're kind of back into it. Maybe not. I mean, probably not running hard for a week or two, but
give us one more week and then we'll be running hard.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
No, excited for this time of year.
Yeah.
Ritz will hear this and be like, they should be running hard now.
Yeah. I feel like Ritz is feeling very, very, very calm and patient. I feel like this time of year.
That's because he only has to worry about like a very small handful of athletes, whereas like when the season starts kicking on, there's like responsibilities he just goes through the roof.
Yeah.
Now he can actually relax a little bit.
But yeah, this time of year, very nice. But also coming back to altitude after not being at altitude, and I was also away from altitude for over a month. It's like I forgot how shitty it feels. It's like actually really hard right now.
Sleep-wise as well, I think sleep is the one that gets me usually. It's like, wow, I don't feel good sleeping.
Yeah, so I don't know. I got really into sea level. Spending so much time at sea level and feeling good. I'm like, why do we go to altitude? Like I feel so good right now.
I mean,
and also I was running well, so it was like, what's the point? But
you got the Carlos Villarreal mindset there, because Carlos is very much like, I'm like, your
so
altitude is my sea level. Yeah. Our altitude was his sea level. Like he was peak sea level guy.
So we'll see what happens, I guess, now that we're back here. But shall I get into my update? Anything else?
Not much to add.
Not much to add. Well, it's personally, I guess, since my last episode, I came to you from Tuscany Camp, which was before the World Road Running Champs. So I guess I should talk about that a little bit, because that was a very fun trip out to Latvia, which is a beautiful place. Riga was a really nice town, and I was staying with Sinta, Womtang, and his girlfriend. So it was just a very good vibe. And I mean, that whole meet, the World Road Running Champs, was amazing. And it's meant to be every single year. I think the next one is in Copenhagen, and then the one after that is in San Diego, I believe. So
every year, that's crazy.
It is crazy, but it's very doable, and it's so cool because it's just distance runners, so it's like a lot easier, more compact. Like you're in the hotel.
Well, say what you really think. Say what you really think. It's what people want to see.
So no, but it's like fun. Like you're in the hotel and you know like everyone, like pretty, like not everyone, but you know so many people there, and it just all happens on one day. So it's like it's just so much more chill, and it really like when I was like there, I was like, this is what the Chicken Boy Super League would be.
I thought Waterthonix has been listening to our podcast, because when I saw like how it was structured and the way it is, I was like, there's Chicken Boy Morgs.
Well, so they did it all. They had just shut down this like cool town for like a day, have like the mass participation races on the exact same course, have all the focus and the hype going into like pretty much one race. I mean, it was 3 races, but I think the half marathon is like the premier event at those championships, and I think it just happened. It just works so well. Personally, racing the 5K, I really enjoyed it because I haven't raced anything that's like not a track race. I guess we raced cross champs a year ago.
Oh god!
But
oh god!
I don't know if that one really counts. But like track races are great, but they kind of get a bit stale. Like running out on the open roads and just like racing, you know, something about that was just so fun. And
I feel like road racing is such a good opportunity for our sport.
It's just so exciting.
Road racing, from
both an athlete and, I mean, most importantly, I think the spectator standpoint, I think it's really exciting. So,
how good did those shoes feel?
Shoes felt amazing. I was in the new on shoes. The I don't even know what they're called.
The Helen O'Bearys.
And yeah, I tried them out before, and they're really soft. So I think when you wear them, you're like, obviously for a marathon, these would be amazing. But for a 5K, like, I had a little bit of hesitation before, but then I tried them out for a workout, and then I went back to the Echo Booms, and I was like, oh, I can never wear, like, I couldn't race in these. I need to race in the new ones because they just felt so good. Like, you can actually run really quick in them, and they just make your legs feel so fresh. So racing in those were great. The race itself, I was so happy with. Ended up coming 7th, and I think I got a lot out of myself. Like, I was really happy with how I raced it. Still pretty far off like the top guys.
My roommate got the dub.
Hagos
from Monaco.
Hagos Gabriel got the dub, 12:59.
Yeah. We're bros.
Good.
My homie Hagos.
Good effort.
How'd you sleep, brother?
But I mean, yeah, the 5K was decent. Like, the top guys were the best in the world, but then it fell off a little bit. Like, the half marathon was by far the most stacked. I think though, like, in the future, especially if they can get the timing, I think the hardest thing with it is the timing. To entice like good 5K and milers into it is like, that's really hard to pull off and decide. But
I feel like it should be in the spring, like between indoor and outdoor season.
It would make sense. Like, that'd be so cool. I liked like Hobbs is kind of big fan of Hobbs winning. Always. He was so funny that night. Like. We were like, bro, you just made like 60K, and he was just like, yeah.
He made more than that.
More than that, yeah.
He made a shit ton of it. And Darcy's mag posted about it.
Like him, he was saying like how, like, an honor to win over, and like hoping that it will continue to become like a more prestigious race as like the years go on, which I feel like it has the potential to.
Yeah.
Like, he was not pretending it was something that it wasn't in the first year of its running.
I mean, I'm sure you looked at that race, George, and were like, fuck, that would have been a great race to be in.
I think every single Milo was like, I wish I could have run it to try.
What did he end up running?
56.
And what was the world record?
4 minutes.
Yeah. 4 minutes. I mean, yeah, the mile is hard because I think for it to be eligible, like, you have to have a bunch of turns in it, because it can't be point to point. So
that has to finish kind of close too.
Yeah, that's always going to slow you down a bit.
Definitely.
So it is like, it's not the easiest thing. It's probably a bit faster than it looks on paper, but yeah, it was just a great event. We had a great time, had a fun after party. Ben Flanagan he was breakdancing so much.
I saw those videos.
Like,
why do I instinctively think that's a very Canadian thing to do? It's just to fucking breakdance.
He was crushing it, man. And like, the first time I was like, this is sick, and then he did it 3 times. Like, every time there was a circle
what shoes was he wearing? Clouds?
He was probably rocking some
I'm hugely
Rogers.
Disappointed that he says he's unavailable for the Gala because he's not coming till Monday.
All right.
Flanagan, change your flights.
Party cancelled.
I want to see some breakdancing.
That's actually let down now, knowing that he could be doing that.
Yeah, knowing that we're missing seeing that live in person.
Someone else is going to have to bring the worm, bring the breakdancing.
Gus will bring the worm.
But that was great. And then after that race, went on a little vacation with the gang through Italy, went to Napoli and then the Amalfi Coast, and it was amazing. I really enjoyed all of it. Went to Pompeii for a bit, and I'm a history type of guy.
History buff?
I'm into history.
How's your Italian, by the way, after all the Italian influence?
It's okay.
It's okay?
Così.
I
think that means okay. It definitely like was improving a lot by just hearing so much Italian. My actual speaking, I don't know if that was improving, but I started being able to pick up a little bit. I don't know. You have to ask Cinta. She'll probably say, nah, he still sucks. But, yeah, Pompeii was sick. I'm a little bit scared for Napoli because apparently Mount Vesuvius is meant to erupt again in like the next like 20 to 100 years.
Fuck.
And that's like a very populated area. Like, so I don't really know like how they
would they have.
How can you predict a volcano erupting?
I think you can know like once certain things
geologists do, don't they?
Happen that like it's gonna come soon.
Geologists could probably they're probably testing or something they could do. My question with that is, do they have emergency response stuff like in Japan with like tsunamis and stuff? Do they have like things built to help when that situation occurs, protect people and evacuate people?
Yeah, I don't think that, I think like, all you can do is escape.
Tsunamis and things like that in Japan, particularly other island nations, they have like system structured emergency drills and also like things in place for when that would happen again, because it's like inevitable that there'll be another tsunami or a volcano fucking erupting in Mount Vesuvius. So I
don't know, like I think volcanoes are pretty tough.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like tsunami, you can think, okay, you got to find something that's more float, like protect you from water, but lava, bro.
Yeah, that's a tough.
There's not many things that can protect you from lava, man. You're kind of fucked.
So that was like a bit eye opening. I bought. I was like so touristy in Napoli. I bought like their soccer jersey, football jersey with like a big Maradona thing. I was just like loving life, and food was so good there.
Did you go to the original pizza restaurant?
We went to the one which is like maybe like the most famous for like just the Napolitan. What's it called? Neapolitan. Whatever the most
the one
that style of pizza is.
Yeah.
It's
Doesn't
like
it not have cheese on it? That one?
It does. Like if you get like just a margarita that has cheese on it, that's like the most classic. It's from Eat, Pray, Love. You guys know what that is? I don't really know what that is. Is that a book? It's a book, not a movie.
I know a movie, I think.
Yeah, and like it's a big deal in that, I guess. I don't really know.
You got some new jewelry too, I saw.
I got this one?
Yeah, it's cool.
This is also
is it chili pepper?
So this is the story. It's a chili pepper is what they say, but then also it's a horn, and the horn is actually a penis. Because
so you have a penis on your wrist?
Yeah. I think like symbolically I have a penis on my wrist because they had like a lot of penises everywhere.
It's the size as well.
And then to scale. I like when you're in Pompeii, there's like just a ton of penises everywhere. Like there's graffiti, but also like carved into stone and stuff.
What's the
background behind that?
Joey really wants to know why you got a penis in your arm.
Like they would have like penises pointing towards like brothels and stuff. Like it's like just like I don't know.
Helpful navigation. That's all it is.
And then so like the penis was a big symbol for stuff, and then the church didn't like it, so then they turned it into a horn. And then it became this, which looks now like a chili pepper. So I don't really know.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, I don't really know exactly how to answer
the church loved penises.
Yeah, I think they do, but they got to hide it.
They do, but they're much more secret about it with George. They don't tell you that, but if you look through history with the church, there's a lot of
penises.
They love the phallic. They do love the phallic.
A lot of penis talk.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else from the holiday that I should mention? Probably not. It was really good just to get away after a bit. I didn't take that much time off running, just like 3 days, and then I had like on off. So now I'm back here and I'm running a bit less than these two, but not that much less, and I think I'll get up to...
You're running less than me?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, maybe you're 1 week behind. I thought you were going to be... Well, I didn't know what kind of break you were taking. I thought you might be...
No, I still took a little bit, and I'm really happy about that because I can just get my body right. I mean, I don't really think I need much of a break, but after the travel and stuff, it's like nice just to get back into it. But we'll all be on the same... I think we'll all be on the same page in like 3 weeks or something.
That's going to be crazy that we're going to be on the same page in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
To me, that's crazy.
Yeah, so
it's a good time.
Very excited for that. But I think that's it.
I just thought of one more thing from the trip that I'm probably going to miss the most is New Zealand flat whites. And
you know flat white was invented by Australia.
You know that, New Zealand flat white.
Well, I ordered it in New Zealand.
Yeah.
It's always in New Zealand.
I'm just making that clear because it sounded like you were
as opposed to a Boulder flat white, which costs like $6 American. Oh
yeah,
dude. And a New Zealand flat white, which costs normally like $5 New Zealand, and the New Zealand dollar is very low right now.
Don't even get me started on an Italian macchiato.
That's true.
$1.50.
You know how much it cost me to get a coffee in American dollars in Australia, like a really fucking good coffee? $2.
Yeah.
Because it's $2 American.
How many Australian dollars was it?
Like fucking 5? 4.5,
You might
5?
have to check that conversion.
I don't know
No,
about
it was
that
like,
conversion.
it was 64.
Yeah, but you were just doing about 2.5. If you think about it.
Ours was,
Well, I'm
it
thinking
was 64, ours was 59, so $5 flat white, which is pretty much what that was. It was like $2.90.
That sounds very reasonable price.
Yeah. So
That's
I pretty
nice.
much had one like almost every single day.
Because mine was around,
Almost.
like if I was looking on the phone, because an Apple card doesn't have any of those fees and stuff, it just transfers over. It was like 2 something
2 something makes sense.
for
yeah.
a coffee. It was
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous.
It's
It
so
was,
It's nice, huh?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're back in Boulder now, and yeah, I've been like.
I can't
astounded by
afford to
how
live
much-
here.
I
How
bought
expensive
2
it is.
coffees today. Cost me
$11 or something?
$9.
$9.
2 coffees, yeah.
Yeah. It's
I was
Even
like,
the
man,
su- the-
and the coffee's fucking good too. It's a good coffee. Nothing like the quality of coffee is top notch. It's just
it's expensive.
nine.
Dude,
I remember $9. Do you remember at Woolies or Coles you used to have the feed your family for $10?
Yeah.
$2 coffees is now $9. I
Sorry,
can't feed my
guys.
family with $9.
I didn't buy dinner tonight.
Yeah.
But I, got
I bought 2 coffees instead. Feed your family for $10.
Stuff in the supermarket too at the moment. It's just crazy, yeah.
It's like there's like inflation, but then our wages don't get inflated, and then we're just sad. You know,
That's pretty much the circle. Yeah,
that's the
circle.
story of like the last year.
That's the circle.
Which
yeah.
things were already like in Boulder, things were already expensive before things got inflated. So now we're just screwed. So we need to find some ways to make some more money or something. I don't know. But yeah, the coffee. I mean, when I was in Napoli, you're just so spoiled. Like you're eating what is arguably the best pizza in the world, and it costs €5 for a whole big pizza. It's like you're just absolutely spoiled, and you're like, yeah, if I was from here, I wouldn't like, because you know how you sometimes think of, say, maybe like an Italian person being like pretentious about their food. It's not even like pretentious because it's just a fact. Like you would come here and be like, why the fuck would I want to pay $15 to $20 for a pizza that's not as good?
Like a Domino's pizza is more expensive than a pizza where you're at. Like,
And then you're like,
it's insane.
Something doesn't quite add up here, you know? Like something doesn't quite make sense. So
That also explains to me why there's not that many Italian tourists probably hanging around America, because it's like, fuck this shit. I can get way better food back home.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's it. And now we're all here. And next week we report for training Monday morning, 9 a.m. I'm guessing it's going to be.
I'm going to have a team kumbaya from our fearless leader, Dathan Risenheisen.
Yeah.
Chicks. But should we move on to the most important subject that we're going to be talking about?
Dun, dun, dun. It's the Gala, the 3rd annual Coffee Club Gala,
Autumn Gala.
Autumn Gala.
Autumn Gala.
Which
It's got a long title.
I think we could make it longer. We could add in some more stuff in there. But I do
Definitely
love
could.
that.
Gus and Coffee Club
Presented by
Yeah.
Gus. I love that it's called the Gala just because the first year our theme was the Met Gala.
Yeah.
Like,
Which wasn't a theme, which I was told a
Yeah,
million
not really.
times.
It was the theme. I thought but we didn't call it the Met Gala. We called it the Autumn Gala because it sounded fancy.
Last year I think we called it the Autumn Gala. After the year before, I don't know what we called it the first year.
We need to look at the invite.
Yeah, I can't remember what we actually called it.
I think the first gala is what got the podcast off the ground. Without that,
That was the catalyst.
probably would have just flopped.
It's responsible.
That was the
for it.
catalyst.
It was like 10 episodes of gala debate.
Yeah. So, as you will know, we all just got back here. Like, I guess we didn't really explain it, but George got back 2 days ago. I got back 3 or 4 days ago. And so, in terms of planning, it's all mostly happening this week. And the biggest decision that we got out of the way is the theme, which is fantasy. We're going to be witches and wizards and
Dragons,
and centaurs and
trolls, fairies.
I don't think I'm any of those things.
You could be a good fairy, George.
You'd be a beautiful fairy. So, I mean, all of us are massive fantasy fans, and I
Probably
don't know.
like Wheel of Time is probably like our favorite show.
Wheel of Time.
I mean, the greatest show ever made.
Probably the best show ever made.
Can't wait to watch the
I
season
think
2 with you
I
guys.
think it's most people's favorite show, but we're just like excited to have something different that's fun. I'm really interested as to how all our friends and teammates are going to interpret the theme, but so far it seems like a pretty good reception. We put on the invite that you have, I don't know, I think we said dress policy will be strictly enforced. I was thinking, okay, I haven't told you guys this yet. I was thinking that we round everyone up that doesn't dress up properly, and we do a mock execution or something.
Yeah.
Some form of medieval punishment to them. But yeah,
I know who's going to be in that. I know who's going to be in that circle.
Don't say it.
No, I'm not going to say it. I just know somebody in our team will not, particularly I know some person will not want to dress up, and they will be put into that circle.
Yeah. So, and I'm actually surprised so far at how many people have RSVP'd, because like sometimes you think about it and you're like, wait, I actually don't know that many people, like who's going to come to our party, but we have a good number, like above 30 so far, and it's going to be in our house, which is not big. So we're planning out so much fun activities though. I'm still looking at getting a bouncing castle. We're going to have good catered food, drinks. The drink menu is looking amazing.
Scrumptious.
We have I think we have a performer in Nick Harris coming. I really want him to.
That's actually going to be. That's the hugest deal.
It's probably the highlight of the night.
That's the highlight of the night. That's the hugest win that we've had in any guy. Like it took us 3 years, but we finally got a very talented.
Nick
in
Harris.
a couple of years, we could probably get Bank. I reckon.
Yeah, Bank will be here
once we're that big.
Yeah, I can't wait for everyone to go up to Bank and be like, "Hey George, can you sign my shoe?"
Yeah, the biggest thing about getting Nick Harris to perform is that we're mostly just paying him to actually come, because he hasn't come the past
2 years. He has not come.
He hasn't even come. So mostly his just presence is the best part about it. There is one coffee club fan that's coming. So there was this kid who
not Tom Wayne.
Well, I just mean like one person who is his only association with us is he's a fan of the podcast, because he messaged me on Instagram. And he said, I guess he's maybe doing an exchange at CU. And he's like, hey, I've listened to every episode of your podcast. Can I please come to the party? I think he's a runner. I think he's from like Netherlands or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
if he's from the Netherlands, he better be dressing up, but in fancy.
Go crazy. I don't know like much details about him. But I was like, yeah, of course you can come. What else do we have to say about the party though?
It's going to be a big night. We are hoping that everyone will dress up pretty nice. We're also I think the one thing that George mentioned that I think we'd love to talk about in the podcast as well is the awards.
Mm.
Maybe we could kind of think
about
that.
Maybe we could take some suggestions.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like if this is the coffee club gala and we're doing awards, we should have a coffee club fans maybe give us some ideas on what those awards could be potentially. It's still not.
We want something
cemented, but
similar to the Dundies, but they'd be like the clubbies.
Yeah.
Those,
No. The Gussies.
The Gussies.
That's not. That kind of sounds like the Ispies or something.
Yeah, the Gussies. But I mean, like, it can only be maybe a couple of awards, and we can just like
awards for like random shit throughout the year.
Yeah, just get plastic,
and we keep handing them out like the next year as well.
Like most likely to lose their passport at the airport. That could be one.
That'd be a good one.
That could be.
I wouldn't even. That's the thing, though. I wouldn't have been at the top.
Be
of that
tied
list.
between you and Alicia.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It makes it exciting because you don't know who's going to get it. You don't know. You're just sitting on the edge of your seat. Who's most likely to not run at Worlds? I don't know. You can think of who's most likely to I don't know, go to Jakob's honeymoon and hang out with him. Who's the most likely to do that? A lot of cool things you could do.
You snuck that in there.
I just snuck that in there. Yeah.
Haven't even talked about Jingy yet.
Jingy was on his honeymoon, and I have to release this information.
Have we seen him in Inver?
Yeah, this is why I'm releasing this information, George. He told me he couldn't attend because he'd be back at training, but I went to his honeymoon with him. And those photos you see of him snorkeling with his wife in the beautiful pools and stuff, I'm taking those photos. That's me. That's Ollie. He hired me because he thought that this guy's he definitely did this for me, and he's 100% right. But my presence was soothing for him, and a lot of those photos that look like selfies, that's actually me taking them. He just wanted me to be there to take photos. So I was there for the honeymoon. It was fantastic. It was a great time.
Where was it? Sorry.
It was.
Where'd you go?
I was somewhere. I went somewhere. He has a private jet.
Did he blindfold you?
He has a private jet, so you don't even know.
You didn't even know.
You just get on the plane.
He's got a private plane. So he just flies that plane around.
Any other like weird fun facts about him that you figured out being in the honeymoon with him?
Yeah, he only eats the skin off apples. Very strange.
Only the skin.
So then his fiance eats the apple, but he only eats the skin. Because apparently,
what a gentleman.
If you eat apples, like the full apples, you lose a lot of fitness. From threshold in particular, he was saying. So you got to eat the skin off fruits. So that was my little niche thing with him. And he also really enjoyed puppets.
Puppets?
Yeah, which was kind of weird. A lot of shadow puppet things. And I asked because it was in an all-inclusive resort, George. So did you ever been to one of those? So you go around, and there's people with like Manuel, who had he was the head of the puppet shows.
He was the head puppet master.
He was the head of the puppet shows. He's the puppet master. And I asked him, I said, Manuel, is this your actual job? He said, no, I'm the cook. And I said, why are you doing this? He's like, oh, yeah, Jingy likes to do. He likes the puppet shows. We got paid extra, and we're happy to do it. So we watched a few puppet shows, and it was a good time. It's a good time.
That's so good that you were able to experience that with him.
Yeah,
and
he
Elizabeth.
didn't invite me to the wedding, but I think that was a reason behind it. He's like, I don't want you at the wedding. You can come to the honeymoon. So
you like the dessert.
I was a dessert. Yeah. I got the most intimate experience with him for his wedding celebration. So congratulations to Jingy and Hingy now.
I can't.
Ingy.
Wait.
Is her name Elizabeth?
Elizabeth. Yeah, that's Ingy. A tough one. That doesn't really
doesn't
work as well. Engie, yeah.
Mrs. Engie. Miss Ing.
We can just Mrs. Jingy.
Mrs. Jingy.
Yeah, we can call her Mrs. Jingy. I'm sure she'd be okay with that.
I mean, I'm sure she'll be coming up a lot.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
I can't wait to hear the fan fiction about that honeymoon that you three went on. Yeah. That's going to be really good.
And the pool boy was Josh Kerr, by the way.
That was his... Yeah, just to earn a bit of money.
He was only the pool boy. He was just the pool boy.
Just to earn some money.
He was there with the big pool thing, collecting all the leaves. And every leaf...
I can see that.
Every leaf he picked up, he made sure he counted, so he'd come over to me and Jakob. We were just hanging out, being cool bros. I got 73 leaves this time. I'm like, good job, Josh. And then...
Keep picking them up.
Keep picking the leaves, yeah. He had his gold medal around his neck, and yeah, it was good.
Sounds like an amazing time.
Yeah.
Well, that's quite the fantasy.
What do you mean fantasy?
That's quite the fantasy. Yeah, so Gala is going to be amazing. I think probably the best thing that I did last year, to lead to really enjoying it, was just having super low expectations. That's the life hack, I think. Because I just, the first year, I was so excited, and then it was a good party, but it didn't meet my expectations. And then last year I did the opposite, and it was like, wow, this was so much fun. So this year, low expectations, even though we are putting a lot of effort into trying to make it a very fun party. And hopefully we're able to make a little video or something to show you guys. Yeah, because we want to share it with you guys, because it's our second birthday kind of as well. You could think about it like that. It's our second birthday party.
Pretty much, yeah.
Anniversary. Second anniversary.
Yeah. Anniversary. That is the word for a birthday party for things that aren't humans. That didn't, have a...
We didn't actually have a birthday.
Yeah. It's called an anniversary. So, yeah, we'll call it that.
Glad we got that cleared up.
So...
We didn't give birth to Coffee Club? That wasn't a thing?
Maybe Gus did. I don't know. But, yeah. Not much more to say about it apart from we're very excited. And we got, there's people flying in for it. It's still all the good times. And we even have... Because the On Summit is on Monday, and we're having the party on Sunday. So
there's one guest that we haven't invited yet that I was hoping we could send by you guys. Dion Sanders.
Sanders.
Should we bring him in? Because you never know. You could bring in Lil Wayne.
Do they have a home game on? Yeah,
I think
Friday.
Yeah.
It's on Friday.
Yeah.
Against Stanford.
Yeah.
Only if they win, then we invite him.
Yeah. If they don't win, we don't want Dion here. We don't let in losers.
Yeah. Okay, I've been following the CU football hype from afar. What's happened? Because they won twice and then they just lost. Did it get deflated, or is it still going?
Big homie Joe told me this. He said that I think their top defense guy was out.
Travis. I saw he got injured in the game.
Yeah, he was out, but now he's back. So apparently,
he didn't
really
play
good
the
offensive.
2 games they lost.
Very good offensive, but their defense isn't as good, and that's why those games have been very high scoring. But also, I imagine from a lot of football fans have told me jammed down my ear, is that Colorado is in a building phase. They've got all these great talent, but they haven't they still got a lot of years to develop. Like a nice fruit.
Sounds like an excuse.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, it does make sense, but it still sounds like an excuse.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, when we started the team, we didn't have much time to rhyme, did we, George?
No excuses. I had no excuses. I don't remember
eh?
making excuses.
Nah. We were told right then and there, if you don't run well, you're cut off like an apricot.
Like an apricot.
I don't know what the fuck I just said. Yeah, but if Dion wins against Stanford, he's more than welcome to come
Get him an invite.
And bring some rappers.
And bring Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
And other cool people. Sweet. Yeah, I think approval.
Approved for the guest list.
Approved for the guest. He'll be like a question mark next to his name.
Yeah. Pending. It's pending Friday's game.
Pending Friday's game.
We'll see what happens. So I have no idea how long we've been talking for, but we should at least briefly get to the Chicago Marathon, where on the men's and women's side it was crazy amazing results with, is it Kevin Kiptum?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Kevin or Kelvin? Kevin.
Calvin Harris.
I should know his name. Kiptum set the world record.
Did you see what he said about the marathon?
Yeah, he says not hard.
They pretty much just said, like, do you feel any pain during the race? He said, I've never felt a pain in a marathon. He ran fucking 2 hours and 34 seconds.
What do you mean by that? What does he mean?
What does he mean by that?
He actually said no pain.
He said
it's not hard.
It says not hard. He pretty much said it was pretty easy.
I think maybe he did say the not pain.
And you know who told him to say that? Mike Smith.
I heard he's getting shadow coached by
Mike Smith. That's what I heard too.
Mike Smith is actually running the training that he's
I heard that he's been shadow coached by Mike Smith, and then Mike Smith has been calling up Dathan every week to ask him like insights into Helen's training to help him get to that.
So who's actually coaching us?
Who's coaching him or who's coaching us?
Us.
Mike is coaching Dathan from afar, but Dathan's coaching Michael from afar with the marathon. But with track, Michael's coaching Dathan from afar.
Okay, good.
It's like Darth Sidious and Darth Tyrannus and Lord Vader and stuff.
Exactly.
Like
I know exactly what that means.
Yeah, Master and Apprentice.
But I don't even know how to
Kip was telling me that
this result.
Kipchoge hasn't congratulated him.
Really? Kipchoge, like, the thing is with Kipchoge, his image is like perfect, you know? Like, he's like the nice guy.
It can't be real. It just can't be real.
So it's like, I could totally see him being like
pissed about that.
You think he's pissed?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, because it's so, like, his Kipchoge has the most amazing marathoning career spanning, you know,
almost a decade, right?
Not a decade, but a very long time. And then you just get this guy who's 23 years old.
He's run
and
3
in
races.
3 marathons, he's smashed the world record.
Yeah.
And
not as good as the story.
It's not hard. He's not as good as...
The story's not as good. It's like Kipchoge's like...
Yeah, but it's just like... You're like, where did this guy come from? Like, how is this possible? I'm looking at that result, and I don't even know. It's like inconceivable.
What about the women?
I don't know how to understand it. The women's is maybe even more crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's just like 2:11. Like,
bro, it's all the shoes,
unbeaten.
Man. It's all the shoes.
The unbeaten in the marathon.
Is it the shoes, though?
It's all the shoes, man. It's the shoes and infinite threshold. It's pretty easy logic, guys. If you
do
just
those two
keep
things,
running threshold and you have the super shoes, I just don't see, like... everyone should be running under 210. Everyone should be under 210.
Yeah.
Do you think the woman should be doing like a sub 210? Like...
Attempt?
So like sub 2? But like sub 210?
Yeah, I wonder what the... See, the thing is, if you had told me previously, I would have said like 210, like... would be way too fast for like an equivalent
impossible
for 2 hours, but now
it looks legitimate.
It's legit.
Yeah.
I mean, if she can run 2:11 in Berlin, she can run 2:09 in it behind the V.
Yeah, with the
in Vienna, right?
And all that. I guess the thing with the women's one as well, though, is they do get the men's pacing, which is a nice little benefit.
That's what we got to get like horses next for the guys.
How do men not? Why are we not allowed like bikes or something, man? Yeah. If they're just allowed male paces.
That's a great question, George. We should bring that out with our buddy, Mr. Co. Sorry, Lord Co.
Lord Co.
Oh, he's in charge of marathons? He's not, is he?
He's in charge of everything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's not in charge of us, though, is he?
No, he is.
Oh, we're under his influence.
Joe told me a funny story today when he was meeting Roger in Zurich. It's pretty dope. I was kind of jealous.
Yeah, I'm pretty sad about that. Roger Bannister. I was like, Joe, you went back in time, bro? That's crazy.
Rest in peace.
Continue, George.
Second rate Roger Federer.
Yeah.
And he'd never been chatting. He's like, never been to a track meet, but some guy gave me free tickets to Velt class, like the Zurich Diamond League. Sebastian?
Sebastian.
Some guy
Sebastian gave me free tickets.
Said he's important. Used to run.
Turns out it was Lord Sibco.
The man
hooking
himself.
Rog up with some tickets.
Yeah.
And he was there to his first track meet ever.
I wonder if
And he probably
enjoyed
sat
it.
there and going, "This isn't tennis."
Yeah, wow, this is pretty boring.
Yeah, this sucks. Last track meet he ever goes to as well.
My 60 million went into this.
Yeah, but I don't even like.
They're not even wearing my shoes.
Yeah. Why is not everyone wearing the ons? I don't understand.
No, Rogers.
Oh, the Roger spike. No, he comes off the track meet. And he's like, I know how to develop a spike. The Roger spike. It's just got like a 13-inch carbon plate in it with spikes.
Yeah, shout out to Roger. But
We didn't talk about the marathon at all.
Well,
we still
We talked about how fucking crazy the times were.
winners.
crazy world record, and it's almost like it's weird, like being a bit older and like being a part of it. Like it's kind of honestly similar to me to chapter guys' world records, where once you're like a certain, like, you get desensitized, where you're just like, okay, like cool, where it means nothing. Whereas when I was younger and a fan of the sport, and say Bekele had the world records in the 5K and the 10K, I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And now I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, like that's really fast. It makes no sense to me.
What will be sick is if those Kiptoum and Kipchoge run in Paris against each other.
Yeah,
At the
mano
Olympics.
y mano.
That's where it should happen, huh?
Yeah,
That's where the
100%.
meetup should
It'd be
happen.
pretty cool. Anyway, the ants pants of the dance for the US was Conor Mantz.
That is the best phrase.
He top American threw for the men.
BYU.
BYU did
Clayton Young was
BYU
behind
did
him.
annoyingly well.
Yeah, they did great.
It's
Good to see
amazing.
though, because hard not to root for Conor Mantz. Hard not to root for him. He's
I also
a
love
lovely,
Clayton Young as well.
lovely bloke. I haven't met Clayton.
He's really nice.
Really nice bloke. Yeah.
Speaks fluent Spanish.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he do his
He did his mission
in
trip.
Spain or
in-
in a Spanish-speaking country?
I should know that.
Miami?
He might have. Yeah. No. like he might have actually done it somewhere in the US. That was just, but he was working with a lot
Yeah.
of
Hispanic?
Hispanics. Yeah.
speakers?
I think so.
No, they did extremely well.
Stan.
Galen Rupp ran well as well.
Galen
A
Rupp,
little bit of a
the
comeback for
return.
him.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Still running.
I heard he's been coached
Yeah.
by Mike Smith, who's been coached by Dathan. So, you know, good stuff for them.
That checks out.
Yeah, this is the
Good.
revolving circle. For the women,
The funniest thing is that you have Kiptum saying, "I feel no pain," and then you have Sifan Hassan saying, everything she said about the marathon is like, it's the most painful thing ever. Like it's so bad. Like I thought I was gonna die. I don't know how I like finished.
I don't know how I won so easily. It was
Yeah.
so hard.
I don't get how she always does stuff like that. It's like, okay.
she said she likes drama. She said that
Did she?
in an interview. Yeah, she said.
Did she do the thing where she stopped again a couple times?
So she did, because one time I think she
Was running too
missed
fast?
a bottle, and I think she went back and got it. I think it's like something like that did actually happen. It wasn't like because last time she stopped because she had a sore muscle. I can't remember.
Yeah,
which
she like
one.
stretched her quad like 3
The
times.
second time I heard a rumor, she stopped because her AirPod fell out and she was listening to the podcast, so she had to go pick it up because she wanted to hear what we had to say
It was a
about
riveting story.
riveting stories. So she was a bit disappointed that the AirPod.
She
fell.
missed the punchline.
She missed a lot of our punchlines, but she was able to get it for the last half of the marathon. So
But
Has she raced and she tripled in Budapest like 6 weeks ago?
has she raced since?
Did she run?
I don't
after
think
that?
so. Just the.
no, she was at the honeymoon resort with. I don't know what you mean.
What was she doing there?
She was just on the treadmill the entire time.
That makes sense, actually.
She's on the
great.
and she was watching UFC, which is a bit scary, but
How do you go from tripling at Worlds like 6 weeks ago,
The funniest thing is that
and then you run 2:30?
she was
Pretty
doing,
crazy.
You know, at Worlds she was doing like post race
post-race.
workouts.
She the day after the 1500, where she got bronze.
I can't remember
Bronze.
this game.
She had the 5K semi-final the next day, and she was working out after the 1500.
So
you know who
funny.
she reminds me of? Rocky Balboa. Just constant montage of just
The
training your
Italian
fucking ass off.
The
Pretty
Italian.
impressive.
Yeah.
Pretty
That
impressive.
is, she is the definition of infinite threshold.
Yeah. No, she is.
Except-
She
no,
is
she's
infinite.
beyond
I think she's
threshold.
I think she's like infinite VO2. Probably.
Yeah.
I think so. She's
Yeah.
more intense
But
than
not good
threshold.
enough to make the World Athletics Athlete of the Year.
Yeah,
That's a good
it's-
transition right here.
They're not good enough, apparently. Apparently, the 2:13 marathon as well as the triple at Worlds doesn't get you on that list.
Let's talk about it. So
How many
World Athletics
medals did she win? 2. Bronze
Well,
and bronze?
Did she?
She fell over
bronze
in the
in the
10.
In the 10K,
Bronze in the
she fell
1500.
over.
Maybe even silver in the 5K.
Who won the 5?
Faith.
Faith. So there's 11 people that get nominated for the World Athlete of the Year, sorry. And
Is Jerry Schumacher on that list?
weird enough he is. He's on the
Yeah.
women's.
Is he available for comment?
No, not at all.
It actually says he's not.
Yeah, but
It just says not Jerry Schumacher in the nom.
you know, and she's not on it, which is weird. And then, I mean, the thing is, it's like everyone that's on it you're going to say like deserves to be on it.
Yeah.
And then they have to not include some people. And I think, but there are some weird ones because
go on.
I think they know that they have to spread it out among
events.
Different disciplines. Yeah.
So how many distance runners are there? Faith.
There's only 2.
And is it Yavi, the steeplechaser?
Yavi. Yeah. Those are the only 2. And I think maybe they're like, wait, no, Sigea also, which makes sense.
Yeah, she broke the world record at Pre. Yeah.
So
and she won the 10K. But okay, Yavi won the steeplechase. I feel like Sifan had a more impressive year.
I don't know how she got this. I don't know how Yavi got on there because.
Yeah, no, she should have replaced.
But she won everything. I think. So I think that's
it's winning counteracts what. Stefan
does the marathon count?
Well, this is my thing. I think they probably don't respect road running as much as track stuff.
Mm.
I think I'm pretty sure I've seen like Kipchoge on this before. He might have even won it. I'm not sure. Like I think I've seen it, but they don't have. Maybe this
surely
is
Faith
more
is going
track
to win.
focused. Yeah,
Is what we put money on.
I'll give it to Faith.
But we're obviously going to pick a distance runner.
Actually,
probably.
Calvin Kiptum is on the list. So
so they do.
So he made it on there.
Okay, so Sifan feels like she got a little bit snubbed.
Yeah, I guess they just don't understand because she doesn't have a gold medal at the World Championships on the track, but it's just like you look at the body of work this year, and it's just like how you're not saying like that's one of the most impressive, like top 11 women.
Maybe Sebi's not a fan of the Dutch. He's just not a fan.
Think it's a race
nationality
nationalist thing. Yeah, Sebi's just not a fan of the Dutch.
Foles on there.
Oh, yeah,
Femke
made it in.
Maybe they have to have only like one Dutch woman on there.
They put a limit on Dutch people.
They're only one Dutch person at a time.
Wait, I wonder if they also try spread it out by countries. No, actually, no.
How many Americans?
Wait, there's another. Maybe there's 4 women distance runners. Who is Asefa? She is. Oh wait, that's the woman that set the world record in the marathon. No.
I think it might be.
Yeah, so she's on it as well. So I guess
maybe 5 distance runs would have been too many.
Yeah, that must be it or something. I just don't know how you don't take that into account.
Maybe we're looking past this. Maybe we're just all incorrect and Stefan's hosting it. Like Ricky Gervais for the Golden Globes. Maybe she's hosting it.
And that means you can't win.
Yeah. Maybe they're like, hey, we'd love you to host. We know you just put a lot of workload on yourself, and we think you'd be great for this award show.
She turned down the nomination because she had to do another workout.
Yeah. It's what a comparison is. It's almost similar to Ed Cheswick never winning the Bowerman, where it's it's hard because it is a bit more intangible, but it's hard to quantify how impressive it is that someone can be so good at the 1500 and so good at the marathon. Like you should be getting rewarded for that with
an award like this.
And Ches had the same thing where he was so good at the 1500/mile and so good at cross country, but they find it hard to reward that with these awards, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know that they deserve it, but it's like it just doesn't happen.
Well, she can win a coffee club award. We'll give her an award at the gala.
We'll make one up just for her.
The Sifan Hassan Memorial. The Sifan Hassan award, memorial means that they've passed on. Sifan Hassan
award for
always working out, and we'll give it to Alicia Monson.
Award for most workouts in one calendar year.
That would actually be a great award.
So we're not giving her an award. We're just naming an award after her.
But we can send her the award in the post. You can send it to her in the post. I mean, we can't give it to her because she's not attending.
Should we name
she RSVP'd maybe. That's not attending.
Should we name the awards after our favourite nicknames?
Yeah, that would actually be a good one.
That would be amazing. So
the Jingy Award for the most swagger.
What would the Jingy Award be?
The most swagger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that...
And then the Sydney McLaughlin Award for not smiling. The most serious.
I can't approve of that.
Sydney McLaughlin Laverne
That's not
Award.
a funny nickname.
Yeah.
I don't have a nickname for Sydney. The most serious, we could do that one. Maybe not the most smile. She did smile this year.
Do you think that Jakob is allowed to be my favourite runner, or is that weird?
No, he's allowed to be your favourite runner.
Hypothetically.
He's allowed to be your favourite runner.
Who's your favourite runner?
My favourite runner?
Yeah.
Like in distance?
Or anything.
Fred Curley.
Ritz.
Fred.
I love Fred Curley.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I love Fred, and I felt bad for him for Worlds, but I love Fred Curley.
Yeah.
Felt bad because he lost.
Yeah, because I feel like he was that year he raced a lot and he was winning all these races and he had all the momentum and just didn't pay off for him. That sucks,
Got a new coach now.
He does. Wait, I think Mo's coach? It's not Ritz, is it?
No, yeah, he's shadow coaching Bobby Kersey.
Bobby Kersey.
I was going to say Barry. I was
Barry
because one of the things I think Mo's on that list either, is she?
Is she not?
No.
Well, that would make sense though, because she didn't like.
Did
like,
she
look at her?
She didn't win worlds.
Yeah, that's true.
She won the Diamond League
What
final.
about?
But did you see that Keely?
Did Keely make it?
Won the Diamond League final.
Yeah, but I knew that going into that though.
Yeah, we did mention that going into it.
Yeah.
That we thought that you couldn't take home the trophy if you were invited and not qualify.
Yeah, because like Jakob didn't win the 3K.
Because he didn't qualify.
Yeah, because he was a wild card.
Well, so who was second? Kajasia.
Yeah,
so he got the trophy.
Yeah, it was confusing because there was two types of wild cards, and they could win different things between them. But I don't think either could be like the Diamond League final champion.
Do you believe that there shouldn't be any wild cards in the Diamond League final?
I kind of like it, but I think I'm okay with wild cards. I'm not okay with the fact that they had a 3K for the 5K, because to me that's too different of an event, and that just favored Jakob way too much. I would have loved to see Yomif in a 5K. Like I think that's just such bad bias, especially
even though Jakob won the 5K worlds.
I mean, yeah, I think it still favors him having a 3K compared to a 5K.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Especially when
he's a middle distance guy,
and especially when it's a paced race.
But Yomif also is the world record holder in the indoor mile.
Is he?
Yes.
Wow.
I think they would have. It would have been so hot for a 5K.
Yeah, but then that would have favored him.
Broke the world record.
Ran 14.
Yeah, it would have favored the Africans because they love the hot weather.
No, but I think
that was insane. She broke the world record in that weather. But I actually don't know if it was as hot on Sunday. I wasn't there.
Also, I don't think that's as much of a hot take, because, like, I think it's clear that in the 5K, Jakob is really good in a more tactical race. But
yeah,
I think in a faster race, I mean, I'm not going to say he wouldn't.
He's your
win
favorite runner. You can be honest.
I'm not going to say he wouldn't win it and like break the world record in the 5K, because he might do that. Like, and I would. Like,
what do you think? I think he could run like 12.
I reckon
20 something.
I reckon he can break the 5K world record more than he could break the 15. Personally, that's what I reckon, because of his training.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think the 1500 world record is really hard to break, and everything has to align.
What's the indoor 5K world record?
Like 1150.
No clue.
Set by.
Is there one? Because
5K. Yeah,
Woody
there is one.
has it. No, I got no clue.
There is one. I'm pretty sure someone has it.
Someone's gonna have it.
Yeah. I'm not there.
But there's a Boston one, and then there's a rest of the world one.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I can't wait to race at Boston and actually like see how fast it really is. I told Mario that the conversion is 10 seconds, and he didn't
Mario
believe me.
like that?
No, he's like, no way. There's no way. I was like,
5K, 10 seconds.
Yeah, at BU. That's what, and I said that just based off Joe saying. I mean, I don't think.
Yeah, so then Joe ran 13:01 at Boston this past year.
I think he ran 12:51. I thought it was it was a bit slow.
Oh, 13:04. He ran 54. Woody ran 51.
But then he did run a 12:54 a couple months later outdoors. But do you think he was just 10 seconds fitter?
I think he probably got a bit quicker. Okay, the record is 12:49. Bekele, Birmingham, England.
What do you almost had that?
Yeah, he like almost broke the world record. Oh, that's a 10K record. That sounds terrible.
Remember those?
Who has the 10K record?
Mark.
Jimmy
Bet.
Garcia?
I wish. Yeah. No, but I was just saying, like, I thought it, but because they only, like, just doesn't it seem. Okay, do you want to explain what just happened?
Yeah, I'm looking over at Morgan's laptop, and the Amazon order for the Gala just came up, and there's a costume at the bottom, and it's really funny.
It's just a jester costume. just some man in a jester costume.
I would have loved for that to be a surprise. I wish I didn't look at that.
I'm sorry I spoiled that.
That's unreal.
But no, my point was just it's crazy that there was no 3Ks during the Diamond League season, and then they make the final a 3K, because I think it's just a different event to the 5K. Like 1500 to mile, I think is the same. Like I'm okay with that one, But I think they're too different for you to do that.
But I think the thing was, like, during the season, you could qualify for that event. Like, it says Diamond League 3K/5K. Like, if you run 3K, it's points for that race.
No, but there were no 3Ks in the Diamond League.
One.
Oh, there was one.
The very first one. No, Doha.
Oh, okay.
No, Stockholm didn't count.
Doha.
I get confused because people keep calling that a Diamond League 3K.
Yeah, see, I don't mind that they have 3Ks that count for the points, but I just don't think the final should be the 3K.
No, I agree with you.
Was it better or worse than the 5K
then you'd have
on
to
the road circuit?
I agree with you, but then you'd have to say that
Still
there shouldn't be a mile, it should be 1500.
No, I think they're similar enough.
Nah.
I think they're similar enough.
I agree.
Nah.
How different
109 meters makes a difference.
Yeah,
we've had this argument before on the pod. Oh, he's still.
Do you think you're a better 1500 meter runner or a miler?
I'm a better 1500 meter runner.
Really?
Yeah, off time.
Yeah,
That's not what he asked.
Yeah, I don't mean like that.
But that's literally a fact. My time in the 1500 is better than my time in the mile.
Yeah, but
that's not what he asked.
I didn't ask what your times, but I'm asking which.
I would have said mile.
Which event?
If you were going to say they're different.
Suit me better.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1500 at the moment. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the mile is good. I think, but the 1500, I believe I'm pretty good at. But that's also saying, like, are you good at the 2 mile or the 3K?
Yeah, but it's not like saying, are you good at the 3K or the 5K?
No, I agree. But I think if you're changing it to metric terms for one event, it should be metric for all of it.
That has nothing to do with this.
What the fuck?
It's not about metric versus non-metric.
Just one's longer.
Oh, wait, it was a 3K, it wasn't a 2 mile. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about last year. My bad.
It's not about that.
But still, I'd prefer it to be 1500 to 5K. I prefer it to be like set like worlds.
No, I agree.
But that's my opinion.
It was kind of weird that they didn't have any miles during the season, did they?
No, because Jakob didn't want at Oslo.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that
he wanted that 327.
But I guess it's the Prefontaine mile, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think is there anything else for us to cover? I'm
gonna stop talking.
In this reunion episode. I was like, can we call it a reunion episode? Because that makes it seem like we were gone for a longer period of time. You know what I mean? Like, it is our reunion technically.
I would say it's a reunion.
You think we'd do another monologue if we had to? Another year?
Nah.
How do you feel about that?
I think there needs to be enough time.
I think the monologue should be once a season, once a year.
Like, I'm thinking like next year, same time, if it's that difficult to get.
Yeah, I think you could do it in a year from now.
Yeah.
It
was definitely quite hard.
Just talking.
Yeah, and having no one to like interact with.
To bounce off.
Yeah.
No energy.
It was tough. I felt very unprepared. Because like for this episode I wrote down like 5 things for the notes, whereas for the monologue I felt like I had to write down like an essay.
Because then you can go through it like yourself. You're not relying on other people's opinions or feedback. You're just kind of relying on yourself, just kind of going through a
I guess it's just
process.
not a natural thing, whereas this is a natural thing. So that was the big difference. But I would love to do it again in a year if we have to. It was nice because then we all got to take a break. And it just made life a lot easier.
And I actually watched the podcast because I hate watching it.
When I listened to a couple of episodes finally.
Yeah,
which was good. So it was a great time. But I think that's it from us for episode 99.8. Please enter in our competition.
We're begging you.
We're begging you. We want some entrants. We want some Ritz impressions. We know you guys got them. Please share them with us. We're very excited to see you guys again next week. We hope to have a lot of stories to share from the gala. But that's it for today. Thank you everyone for listening, and we'll see you all next week.